Hello, boys and girls. This is Voodoo Magic, the Retry Game-a-Holic, bringing you another chess game, a wonderful chess game played by MRJobe versus the little-known Maurice Ashley, the highest-ranking black player in America. He's a Jamaican-American, and he also is a chess commentator. He's a really smart guy. You ought to get to know him. I don't know him, and I don't know who else knows him, but whoever does thinks he's awesome. So, anyway, Maurice Ashley is a smart guy, and MRJobe is about to play him. However, prior to the game, MRJobe decided to do something a little bit, well, some people think wasn't very nice. He wanted to throw off his opponent like he started doing. I mean, he was already beating them. He didn't have to do this, but he thought that he could actually beat them a whole lot easier if he would take their mind off the game. And basically, sometimes he would do certain things to make them laugh or make their wives mad at him and that kind of thing. He decided this particular time to play a prank on Maurice Ashley at the beach. Maurice Ashley had been swimming in the ocean, and he came in. He had salt on him and stuff like that. He decided to take a little shower beside up on the shore of the beach, where you can use fresh water to clean off your salt and yourself. So anyway, so he played a prank. Maurice goes up to you'll see, he goes up to shampoo his hair, and MRJobe had a lot of fun. Now this is not actually MRJobe doing this, so you'll probably never, because you've seen my other videos, some of them have my face in them, so you know it's not me. But MRJobe hired someone to do a prank on Maurice Ashley prior to the game. So let's go and look at this. Now this first part is very short. I'm just showing you the beginnings of the prank. Basically, it just shows Maurice walking up to the shower and preparing to wash his hair with his shampoo. So here he is. Here he is putting the shampoo on his head. And, of course, these are someone else. I can skip on those. But anyway, so here he is. Now, at this particular point, the man that he hired, Who Brother or Handman or Sandman or whatever his name goes by. Oh, there he is. Who Man. I don't know. Who is he? I don't know. But Who Man, if you see this video, don't get mad at me. I'm doing a chess commentary, not showing your videos just for, claim they're mine or nothing like that. Anyway, so here he is. My friend Who Man has already dumped more shampoo on, as you see, on Maurice Ashley's head than was originally there. This is great. So check this out. He's going to get frustrated now. More and more shampoo. He's like, he only put a little bit on there. And so let's move along. So we got that part, and then let's go to the next part where he starts to get really, really frustrated. This is great. Maurice is getting so bent out of shape. I mean, he has a chess game coming the next day, and here he is. He's so frustrated. It's just wonderful. What a prank. I mean, what a wonderful thing. Come on. Let it out. He just won't go away. No matter what he does. It just won't go away. Oh, this is great. What a great prank. This is prior to the chess match, too. Just think what he's going to be like tomorrow during playing chess. I mean, the next day playing chess. It's just brilliant by MRJobe. Oh, did you hear that? That was almost a cuss word. Now he looks at his little thing and he throws it down. What kind of shampoo is this? This is crazy. So okay. Now I'm sorry. Those are good. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Anyway, so here is more of the last part of where he messes with Maurice Ashley at the beach. So he's almost got it. It's great. It's wonderful. I love it. Come on, let's get some more. And he's thinking, okay, I got it out now. All of a sudden, he gets hit in the back of the neck, and he's like, okay, what's going on here? This is crazy. What is going on? Now he should have done it a little slower, You're like, okay, there's fresh, brand new shampoo. Okay, something's happening. Finally, his brains take a hold of him, and he goes, okay, something's going on. Here it goes. Here he goes. Maurice running, wasting his energy and his strength and his mental power and fortitude, chasing after the prankster hired by MRJobe to basically get at him. Look how tired he is. Look how tired he is. And, you know, being a chess player, I mean, it's amazing he has time to go to the gym as much as he does and still be able to play chess and learn chess. There he goes. Okay. We had him on camera and we showed him what's going on. So anyway, so that's Maurice Ashley. That was part of the game. I'm sorry it took so long, but I had to show you that. So let's get to the game with MRJobe versus Maurice Ashley. Now remember, at this point, Maurice is very frustrated. He just had that thing happen yesterday. I mean, yeah, there was kind of a funny thing in the end, but he wasn't too happy, and it threw him off. That's the whole point of what MRJobe did. MRJobe starts off with F3 with his knight, a wonderful move. Let's get to the game. So Maurice decides he's going to move up his pawn to F5. An interesting move. You don't see that very often. Then MRJobe, of course, opens up his lanes for his bishop and his queen. Maurice decides to come up with his knight. A very interesting move. He has the ability now to come up with this pawn and this pawn to protect that pawn, but it doesn't really matter because MRJobe does something that you're not supposed to do according to some of the books, which is move your piece twice at the beginning. You need to start moving your pieces out and that kind of thing. Well, Maurice says, okay, well, I got things guarded here. I'm just going to go ahead and rather than moving up a pawn and screwing up my structure here, I'm going to go ahead and just move up this pawn here. He decides to move that one up to protect that piece. Okay. Now MRJobe decides to do an amazing thing. He says, well, I don't want you to be able to castle. So he sacrifices his knight, attacking both the queen and the rook. The king is forced to take it. Now he is in for it, my fine feathery folks. MRJobe moves up his pawn to establish a lead in the middle. But Maurice says, hey, I actually have the control of the middle. MRJobe says, no, you don't. He says, well, okay, well, I'll just move here. He says, why don't you leave it there too? And he says, okay, well, I'll just move back down here. And he says, well, I don't like your piece there. I'm going to move this piece right here. Now, Maurice, at this point, says, okay, I'm tired of moving my knight around. Let's just get some other pieces in the action here. So MRJobe decides to take this. He takes this, and then MRJobe starts, of course, now you see his king there. So he's actually starting to do what he needs to do to castle queenside. Maurice decides to go ahead and do some further development. Now, he needs to get busy over here. As you see, he'll try to a little bit later. Now MRJobe plays his knight to G5, attacking the king and also attacking the bishop. Very wonderful move, very smart move. If he moves out this way, he's kind of in no man's land out here, but he loses his bishop. Well, he's kind of forced to, isn't he? But the bishop is taken, and he's forced to retake. So now he's kind of blocking his pieces in. This piece can't move. The queen is stuck back here. Maurice is now under the influence of what all other chess players who've come up against MRJobe have had to deal with, which is just crazy, crazy games. Have absolutely no idea how to handle these situations. Getting frustrated. Some of them have good attitudes. They don't quite get quite as angry, but MRJobe puts them to the test nevertheless. So MRJobe just says, hey, he's out there in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to go ahead and castle. He says, okay, well, that gives my opportunity to move back here. Okay. Now MRJobe says, well, he doesn't really say, he actually does it. He takes his bishop and he moves his bishop to attack the king actually he moved up to G4 to attack the king that was on D7. The king is getting so tired of running around, he decides to just block. MRJobe takes. He retakes. He keeps pulling the king toward the middle. He moves up to attack. He can't defend. He can't take it now. What does he do? What does he do? He's got these three places to go. He could go there, but this is getting worse and worse out in the middle of nowhere land. He decides to go back to where he was, trying to get back in here, trying to get that niche back in. MRJobe doesn't have enough pieces developed, so he goes ahead and starts developing his pieces. Here we have a neat situation where Maurice decides to block in the pawn from moving up and disturbing his other side. So that was a very good move, by the way. I was commending him. He wasn't listening to me at the time. But MRJobe decides to go ahead and move his knight up to attack the queen. Well, what was the good of that then? He moves his queen back. Now notice, if you'll notice this, when you put your pieces at a diagonal like this, a 3, 1, 2, diagonal, it's very difficult for this piece to ever come around to attacking this piece. Let's say, well, you need to be here or here to attack the piece. So how do I get here? Well, you would have to go, you had to be here. So he had to go boom, boom, boom. 3 moves just to attack the queen. You can't anymore, so he didn't do it. Okay, here we go. Now MRJobe has moved this piece, right, to attack the queen. The queen moves back, and he goes ahead and takes the pawn. He's like, okay, I am just going to start whacking at pawns, and he says, okay. So now he's prepared, actually, to move back in here with a couple of moves. It'd be very nice if he did that. Okay. So at this particular juncture, MRJobe decides to play his knight to E6. Wonderful move. Puts the king in check again. Now the king is having a whole lot of trouble. He cannot, it seems like he cannot make a move for anything because he still wants to get back in this corner and he can't do it. He's getting really, really frustrated. And if he moves back here, he's still not going to be able to do it. So he moves his king over. He's got to move this piece out. He's got to get his king back over here. Otherwise, he's going to, it's the shampoo. It's the shampoo, folks. It's still in his ears. And I feel so sorry for him. Oh, by the way, folks, I have to tell you right now, being Voodoo Magic here, I have a date tomorrow. I have to tell you, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I really am. She's a wonderful woman. She works for AT&T. She is too good for me, actually, but she just doesn't know it yet. Okay, so anyway, I hope that everything works out okay. I mean, I really like her. I really do. And I'm a good guy, and I hope she realizes that. And I think she knows that now. But anyway, I'm talking too much about this wonderful person that I'm seeing tomorrow on a date. We're going to a wonderful restaurant, and I'm going to let her order whatever she wants to order. She's awesome. Okay, if you ever hear that, Brianna, I mean every word of it, every single word. Okay, so what is going to happen here? He moved down to where is MRJobe going to go? He goes ahead and takes the bishop. Now the problem with this move is it allows him to take Ashley to take the knight and give his opportunity for his king to come out. Okay. Now this is the move that pretty much worked magic in the game. Not really, but it could have. MRJobe prepares to move his bishop here and to connect his rooks as well. Now, where does he go? Where are we going to go with these pieces? Well, Ashley decides to attack. MRJobe says, no, 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 no. He said it with those words, too, and he made those sounds. Okay, well, he's got a good line here. He's got a queen with the ability to do this right here. He's got all this stuff going on. But here goes Ashley back into the corner, exactly where he wanted to be. Exactly where he wanted to be. Now, MRJobe goes ahead, and he uses the tactic he was going to use anyway by moving his bishop right there. Gada thought for quite a while it was a difficult situation because he didn't want to move the pieces around his king. He decides to go ahead and prepare to take the pawn using his rook. Of course, he's going to take his rook, and it's not that great of an idea, but he doesn't realize at this particular point that he has less pieces than MRJobe, at least a little less good. But yeah, he has the same number of pieces. Check this out. So MRJobe decides to move up a piece. He takes. It's kind of dangerous here. Kind of dangerous. MRJobe decides to attack the queen. The queen moves over here. MRJobe then slides up his queen to nowhere, actually. He actually moves it over here. Now, he's hitting that spot right there. X marks the spot. Now, what can he do? I mean, he cannot do anything very much to protect that spot because he would have to do 2 moves to protect, and there's only 1 move to attack the queen. Does he move the queen? What does he do? He can't move the knight up here to protect that spot. So he's basically in a crappy situation. Sure enough, MRJobe comes up and attacks the queen. It's protected by, he moves the knight in the way. What's going to happen here, folks? I mean, he comes up to attack the pawn. He's going to deflect the queen. Or maybe the king can take it. I don't know. So he's in a kind of a situation here, isn't he? He can't. He goes ahead and moves his king back right here so that the row is protected by the rook, right? MRJobe decides to do a wonderful. He goes ahead and he sacrifices his bishop. Takes. Now we're in a very interesting situation. He currently has more pieces than MRJobe, right? Does MRJobe go ahead and take the knight? What does he do? He needs some kind of attack upon the queen or something like that. He couldn't move this up, and that's what he does. He does this. Okay, he says, okay, well I got more pieces than you now. He says, no, you don't. Oh, what a stupid thing that Ashley did. Oh my God, holy cow in heaven. So anyway, Ashley moves up over here to prepare for the attack right here. Okay. So what does MRJobe do? He goes ahead and then takes the pawn. The attack comes. He moves up. The attack comes up, and he moves out of the way. He takes the pawn. He moves the pawn up. He attacks the pawn. He moves the pawn up. Attacks the pawn. Moves the pawn up. Attacks the pawn. Moves the pawn up. So now the rook is actually protecting there. We have to MRJobe needs to make a move. So that's a good move right there. Good move. Did you see that? I saw it with my own very eyes. But that gives Ashley the chance of taking another pawn. He moves down to protect the pawn. He says, okay, well, you're attacking me now, so I'm going to go here. Preparing to go there. Check. Okay. Moves out. Prepares for this. Ooh, he's taking all those pieces now. Check. Move down. Can't take this piece. What's he going to do? What's he going to do? What you going to do when she says goodbye? Ba-ba-ba-ba-ya. What you going to do when she is gone? Okay, so Gata decides that he needs to do something drastic. So he decides to move his pawn up to protect his rook, so his rook is not worried about the king there. Okay, it's very dangerous. MRJobe decides to take the pawn. He moves the pawn up. It doesn't really matter. He takes it anyway. So what happens now? This is not protected. He can't move there because of the pawn. So he goes and takes the pawn, and he takes the pawn, right? Okay, he moves up to attack these pawns. MRJobe saves the day here at this. Okay, what's next? What is next? MRJobe decides to move this up right here. And, Ashley at this particular point, he doesn't know what to do. This game is getting kind of old. He knows he's going to have a tough battle on his hands. And let's see, the move that he makes is actually not that great. But he just moves right up here. MRJobe decides he's going to win this match in 3 moves. Let's see how he does it. Okay. He moves up with a check. Right, there's one check. He moves up here. In case the check comes there, he can move down here. Doesn't matter. MRJobe comes up with a move that stuns the audiences across America. Not really. I like to make those big, huge statements. Anyway, there it is. Queen up to B8, checkmate. Ashley, once again, torn up, destroyed by the amazing play of MRJobe. The Ashley, like all the other players, confused, frustrated, but he was actually a good sport about all this, so he should be commended. Thank you for watching the video. Please like and subscribe. You'll see more wonderful games by MRJobe, how he just takes control of the world chess, actually. And I hope to be seeing you again. Please watch more of my videos. Like, subscribe, click the bell. And I hope to be seeing you all very, very soon. Until then, bye-bye.